Hey guys, it's Drea Stunts here, back again with another video to go over and give you some pro tips on how to evaluate your wheelies. And I actually asked a few people to send me some videos of them learning, and so today I'm going to review them and see what they did well and what they can do differently to help them in the future. And this is the kind of process that I want to go through your head every single wheelie. So every time you clutch up a wheelie, I want you to, and bring it down, after I want you to evaluate your wheelie. And what I mean by that is evaluate it. Okay, what did you do well in this wheelie? Did you clutch it up higher past your oh shit point that I've talked about before, or past your comfort zone? That would be a good thing. If you did, then that's something you want to remind yourself and let yourself know. Maybe you pushed your brake to bring yourself down in your wheelie. But what could you do differently before you clutch up another one? What can you do differently? And here are some things that I'm going to show you these videos so you kind of know what to look for and how to evaluate your own wheelies, so that when you're having that self-conversation and that self-talk with your in your helmet with yourself when you're learning, you'll know how to evaluate yourself and what things to change and what things to be proud about when you are learning how to wheelie. Okay, so let's get started. The first person that I want to show you guys, her name is on Instagram is Nikki_C314, and this is her third day learning how to wheelie. So she sent me some videos, and I thought this was a really good one, and actually one of my favorites that someone sent me. So this is a good one because this is probably where most of you guys are at, and this is just a really good one to review with you guys because I have a lot of good tips to give you. And so let's take a look at it, and I'll let you guys watch a few of her videos, and then we'll go into evaluating what she did well and what she can do differently. First of all, thanks Nikki for sharing those videos with us. These are like probably my favorite because so many viewers are at this stage of wheeling. So once again, this is her third day, and this is the footage that she got from her third day of riding her wheelies. And I want to say this is actually really common. So this is what your wheelie is going to look like. I was actually at this stage of wheelies for about 2 or 3 months until I decided one day that I'm not going to do the same wheelies anymore. And I really just had to tell myself it's time to push past my comfort zone and give it more throttle. So if you've been stuck at this point in wheelies for a long period of time, and you've been putting in your hours and your days, but you still see yourself 1 to 2 feet off the ground, it's time to make that decision that you're no longer going to be stuck in that position anymore, and it's time to push yourself out of that comfort zone. But as far as Nikki's wheelies, what I really am proud of her about doing is you can see that she's coming to a complete rolling stop before all of her wheelies. And that's really good because that will bring your bike to a good position to clutch up your wheelie higher. If she's at a complete stop, the less gas she needs to clutch up her wheelie. If you're going faster, you need more gas to bring your bike up higher. So she's coming to a complete stop, and she's clutching up her wheelies, and I noticed that her clutch ups aren't really that bad. They're actually pretty consistent, and the timing in her clutch and throttle timing isn't that bad. There's a couple times that you see that she doesn't release her clutch at the same time or has the timing down yet, but that's normal. I mean, this is her third day. Come on. So a few things that I do want to mention that I want everyone to know, and this is actually this first major thing applies to every stunt rider, and it doesn't matter where you're at in your learning process. But I want to say that it's mostly seen when you're first learning your wheelies because of how short your wheelies are. Quality over quantity. So this is really common in the beginning because you're like, okay, I gotta go next. I gotta go. Like, oh, okay, now I know what to do. So you see that she'll clutch it up, bring it down, and then do it again, and then do it again, all the way across the lot. So instead of doing maybe 5 or 6 wheelies across the whole lot, I want you to do maybe 2, 3 at the most across the lot. And the reason why is because, one, I want you to evaluate each wheelie so that you know what you did well and what you can do differently in each wheelie. It's not like a rushed thing. Like, it's all conscious. You gotta consciously think about what you're doing. 2, you don't want to waste your energy on sloppy wheelies. You want to make every wheelie meaningful and actually count. 3, I want you to like reset. So whether you're on your double back pegs, I want you to get down on your bike, sit back down, reset, and then get back in your position or whatever it may be. Just reset yourself. I kind of describe it as like when you see a basketball player and when you're playing basketball, they dribble before they do their free throw. They're focusing, they're getting their focus back. You don't just see someone just doing multiple free throws without bouncing the ball first. So I want you to dribble, get that feel, and then feel good about your next wheelie. Not just like, oh, let's just go. No, I want you to feel confident about your next wheelie. Every wheelie should feel like you're ready for it. Prepared, not just like rushed. So it's best, I know you're excited and you feel like your wheelies are so short, whatever, just doing multiple, but you're wasting your energy on sloppy wheelies. Just slow down and do quality over quantity. So that will help you so much. So slow down and make each wheelie really good or to your full potential instead of rushing them and like not doing your best. 2, I think it'll help you, Nikki, and a lot of people if you remember to rev your motor before you clutch up your wheelie. So I think it is episode 6 that I talk about your first day wheeling, but that episode talks about all the steps kind of broken down, and it seems like a lot when you're just learning, but you have to come up with some sort of routine to memorize all these steps before it becomes like so ingrained into your natural reaction that you don't have to think about it anymore. So come to a rolling stop, pull in your clutch, rev your motor, vroom, 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 and then pop your clutch and gas it, vroom, 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 and then push your brake down. So pull in your clutch, rev your motor, pop the clutch, gas it, push your brake to bring it down. Whatever your routine in your head is to remember those steps, say that over and over and over again. And then when you realize, oh man, after you get down from your wheelie, okay, this is what I did well. Always start off with the positive. I came to a good complete stop. That was awesome. I pulled in my clutch and released the clutch and gave it the throttle at a good timing, but I forgot to rev my motor before I did that. And the reason why you have to rev your motor is to get your RPMs high so that when you do gas it, you don't have to throttle it as much. It's almost like turning up your idle for the initial boost to give you some boost to boost your wheelie up. So it's like boom, 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 rah. Like you'll hear all stunt riders do that. So just get in the habit of doing that. Next thing, I'm not sure I can really tell by the video, but make sure you're covering your foot brake. And this goes for everyone, obviously. Always cover your foot brake. And by covering it, I don't mean just putting your foot there. I mean like covering it, and when you get high in your wheelie at all, push your brake. Even though her wheelies are still short, I want her pushing her brake even if you're already came down. It sounds dumb, but it ingrains that into your natural reactions, so that it's so natural that when you're scared, you push your brake, just like as if you're driving in a car. In a car, you could be texting, you could be eating whatever, but if someone pulls out in front of you, your body pushes the brake. That's what I want the foot brake to be for you. So that's one advice that I want to give. Also, another one is I noticed that her lot had two different types of pavement. There's a white one and a black one. And now this varies from lot to lot. It varies from state to state. Just depends. But I just want you to keep in mind that usually there's a stickier pavement and a slipperier pavement. And depending on what kind of trick you're doing, you'll want to go on one or the other. So at my lot that I currently ride at, our black pavement is more sticky than our white pavement. So if you're wanting to do wheelies, you want to be on the black pavement, because the stickier the pavement is, the easier your tire is going to grip and pull up. Whereas if you're on like a dusty white pavement, it could spin out more. So just keep in mind, it may be different in your lots. Some lots, the white is more sticky than the black pavement. So just be aware that pavement is a big deal. So those are the tips that I have for Nikki. And most people, I'm just telling you right now, this is very, very common. Like, I'm telling you, her wheelies are like exactly how you're going to look like when you first start. So keep it up, Nikki. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait for you to send me more footage so that we can update your videos on here and review what you're doing differently and how it's helped you. So keep us updated, and I'll go over it with everyone else. Okay, so the next video was sent to me by Richahiro from Japan. And he's learning how to do his wheelies in a staggered wheelie position. So what that means is he's on his back left peg, like on his tail behind his seat, back left peg, and right foot on his foot brake. So that would standing up, not sitting in a sit down position. So that would be his staggered wheelie. So let's take a look at his footage that he sent me and see what he's doing well and what he can do differently. All right, Richahiro, thank you for that footage. So I think your wheelies look great. This is great footage, and I picked this video because it's probably like the next step in the wheelie process. Once you decide, you know what, I'm not going to be stuck at these 1 foot wheelies anymore. I'm ready to go past my comfort zone. I think you're doing great. One thing you're doing well is you come into a complete stop, and your clutch ups are perfect. They sound good. Sounds like your clutch and throttle timing is perfect. You just haven't perfected your wheelie yet. So a few tips that will help you. It sounds like one problem that you've been noticing is that your bike tends to lean to the right a little bit when you're in a wheelie. And that is because of your staggered position. You are putting more force on your right foot naturally, and it's pushing the weight of your body to the right. So what will help is if you straighten out your left leg that's on the peg, straighten it up. Because if you notice in the video, it is, your leg is bent a little bit. So if you straighten up that leg and kind of straighten up your body and pull your bike up, your wheelie will straighten out a little bit. Also, I noticed that your handlebars are turning a lot in your wheelie. That could be throwing off your balance as well. I want you to just remember, and this goes for everyone, that your handlebars are literally just straps. Like, they're just straps. It's not doing anything. If you turn your bar, it's not going to help anything. What's going to help your balance of your bike is your core and your stomach, and as well as remembering to keep your body position and your weight distribution even on your bike. So when Richard Hiro Kata, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm sorry, but when he's wheeling, or when you're wheeling, you're putting more weight on your right foot, which is natural in the staggered position when you're learning, but you're putting more pressure on your right foot because it's on your brake. So just straighten up that leg and it'll help out a lot. Another thing is, I know you're still learning your foot brake and everything, and which is great that you're covering it, but if you just clutch it up a little bit higher, keep going a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Once you reach balance point, you won't be fighting your wheelies as much, because right now it's hard. It's like hard to maintain the wheelie because you're fighting gravity right now. So if you just clutch it straight up to balance point and tap your brake, you'll be able to maintain that wheelie much better. But keep it up. You're kicking ass, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm excited to see more videos from you. So please update me and everyone else on your progress. Okay, so this next video was sent to me by Marco Zanga _. That's his name on Instagram. He's from Italy, and he's learning how to wheelie on his Suzuki GS500. So let's take a look at his footage and see what he's doing well and what he can do differently. All right, thanks Marco for sending in this footage for us to review and go over with everyone together. First of all, I want to give props to you for riding in the rain. I come from Seattle, Washington, and it rains all the time here, so we're firm believers that if you don't ride in the rain, you don't ride at all. If you ride into the rain, it'll only make you a better rider when it is dry out. So I'm really proud of you for still riding even though it is raining outside, because it is intimidating, especially when you're learning. And I want to say the first thing is that I noticed is that you're doing great at clutching up in the rain. So when you're learning it, it's already hard to have good clutch control and clutch and throttle timing, and a lot of times you spin your tire out. But to not spin your tire out when you're clutching up in the rain and you're still learning, that means you have really good clutch and throttle timing. So you're doing excellent at that. I did also know that you're most of the time you're coming to a complete stop and revving up your motor and doing your great clutch up. So you're remembering to come to a complete stop and rev your motor prior to clutching up your wheelie. So that's awesome. A few things that I do want to mention though is just like I explained with Nikki, is don't rush it. When I notice, do quality over quantity. And I noticed that when you did only do one wheelie or two wheelies at a time in a row, they were much better and way more quality wheelies than when you kind of rushed it and you're like, oh, I messed up, let me go again. So just don't waste your energy on those sloppy wheelies. Just do quality ones every single time so that you're not getting tired. One of the wheelies, and I know most of your wheelies were fine, but I just want to mention this because this is a common thing that most people do, is chase out their wheelies. Most of them you did clutch it up and bring it straight down using your foot brake, which is a good thing also that I want to mention. I'm pretty sure you were using your foot brake to bring down your wheelies, but one of them I noticed that you chased out, and I'm just going to recap it really quick so everyone knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you notice that he chased out his wheelie on that one, trying to make his wheelie longer, I don't recommend this. I just recommend you clutching it up and pushing your brake to bring it down instead of trying to chase out your wheelie, even though it's more fulfilling to you to feel like you did a longer wheelie. It's just not going to benefit you in the long run. You need to learn the fundamentals, and one of the main, probably the number one fundamental, is learning your foot brake or hand brake, whatever you're using, to ingrain it into your natural reaction so that you do push it when you're scared. So clutch it up, bring it down until you reach balance point, period. Just don't chase it out. There's no point in chasing a wheelie out this high, because where's it going to go? It's coming down. You're not going to chase it all the way. You're not going to ride it all the way across the lot unless you're at balance point. So just that's one tip that I want everyone to know, is to not try to chase your wheelies out. Just push your brake and bring it down until you reach balance point, which you will know, and I will have a video explaining what balance point feels like. But until you reach balance point, I would not recommend trying to go across the lot. So good job, Marco. Thanks again for sending this footage to us, and please update us on your success, and we'll go over it again and see how you're doing, and I'm excited to see more. So thanks to Nikki, Richarhiro, and Marco for sending in your footage to us so we can go over it together as a team, and I hope this helped you guys out so you kind of know what to look for and what to do differently. If you have any footage that you want me to review with you, please send it to my Instagram DM so that I can review it with you and maybe make an updated video. Also, let me know if this video even helped you. If it didn't help, then maybe I won't make another one. Let me know so I can do quality over quantity videos, so I don't waste my time. Anyways, thanks guys. I love you, and I hope you had happy holidays, and look forward to more videos. So make sure you subscribe down below. There's also a little Drea Stunts sticker button in the corner, one of these corners. You can just click that and I'll subscribe. Love you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Bye.